Hey, it's Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I wanted to share a peek inside my traveler's notebook, specifically my junk journal slash just creative paper play journal that I have started doing, that I have picked up and am in love with. And it has brought me so much joy to have a place. I mean, I've returned. I'm in my notebook era, and it's been so fun. So, just a couple bits and bobs from in the front. I started this notebook at the Little Craft Fest, and I took Amy Tangerine's class, and Amy Tangerine always has a way of getting me back into a traveler's notebook, and she did it again. So, this was the insert we were given. And this was mostly what I created at the event, at the workshop, and added a couple things when I returned home. And then my inspiration for getting back into traveler's notebooks and just generally, I have been out of traveler's notebooks for a couple of years, and I decided to return to it because I have been obsessed with junk journaling and collages and all of the things, and I felt like what better way to return to it than in a traveler's notebook. So over the summer we moved from Miami to Memphis, so I wanted that to be my first spread in here. All of the junk that, not all, but some of the junk that I had been collecting when we lived in Miami, I put into this spread, and then things that are very Memphis related in this spread. And that's all it took, y'all. Like, just doing this got me way back into traveler's notebook. So I made a bunch of spreads all in like a short period of time. This is a like DoorDash postcard that I loved, and I wanted to make a spread out of this. And so it says, I miss donuts because I am gluten-free, and it's hard to find gluten-free donuts that are actually good. Since this spread, I have found some in Memphis, and they are delicious. And then I paired it with this page from Coco Daisy that says, I don't think outside the box, I think of what I can do with the box being those delicious donuts. This spread is mostly chopstick wrappers from various places that we have eaten at, and that's literally the spread. Just a couple of, some of these places don't exist anymore, which is sad, but I had collected all of these over the years and decided to finally put them in a spread, and oh my gosh, it just makes me really happy to look at this. And it has a little bit of texture. Ooh, love. I did try to like salvage this receipt by putting masking tape on it. It did not really work. I can't remember if it was already faded or not, but anyway, is what it is. Funny story. So most of this stuff is from Asheville. I had visited a dear friend of mine in Asheville back in 2024 and had gotten all these little bits and bobs while we were there. This is not from Asheville. This is from Seattle. And when my friend was looking at this, she reminded me that this is actually from Seattle. Hilarious. But I thought it was like in with my Asheville ephemera. And anyway, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But now it's a funny one every time I see it. All right. This has just, again, some of this stuff, like this little written thing from John. This is like a packing list from like, I'm not joking, probably 5 years ago. I just tend to like keep stuff thinking like, oh, I will do something with it. Well, I have finally started to do something with it. And, a Metro ticket from a trip to Chicago, again, probably 5 years ago. Just all sorts of other stuff. Love it. It's just really fun to throw things on a page. This is like the most fun tactile activity I could possibly engage in, and I think everybody should do it because it's so fun. Okay, this I made at a local collaging event put on by Like Really Creative here in Memphis. It's such a cool thing that is happening here, and I'm just so excited that I got to be a part of it. So at the event, you were given collaged items that were just like magazines or newspapers or whatever, and then they had these big bins that you could get more things from. And so I had picked up a couple of things out of a couple of these bins, and I loved the idea of it. It was us, these two, against them, which is like the animals. Fun. This was like my favorite part, which is like a order by phone card. So cute. And then I made this spread. This is a street in Memphis. We actually live very close to this street. And I thought it was fun to do like we won because we are back in Memphis and we love it here. Okay, love this one. Also did this spread at the event. And then I did everything but the tip-in at the event for this one as well. And added a few things when I got home from my stash too. And then I put in a little tip-in of Instaxes from the event, which was really, really fun. And then, because I can't help myself, I wanted to do a little bit of scrapbooking in this insert too. So my husband had taken this photo, I had taken this photo roughly like near the same day, and it was fun seeing like the difference, and added some rub-ons and just, again, lots of things from my stash. One of our favorite bars in Memphis and us out one night. Super fun, just really, it's been really fun to be, I haven't been, I have not been memory planning for a couple of months, and I have not been scrapbooking for a couple of months. And so being back, like having something that is memory keeping-ish, but not as like formal as like a memory planner spread, is really fun. This spread started just with some like random, here I'll show you. I had stamped, I had done a bunch of stamping and then punched out the stamped images, and I had these little extra bits, and so I put a few of them down on the page as just like a background. And one of my favorite processes, I guess, from Kendra Adachi at The Lazy Genius about pivoting. To pivot effectively, we've got to stop and breathe, access kindness, name what matters, make it smaller, put it in its place. And on this particular day, I really needed this. So I made sure I have this written probably in 5 different places, and it always deserves another place to be written because it's just such a good reminder. That's what I wrote here. Every few months, I need a reminder on how to pivot with kindness towards myself and those around me. It has to be one of the best lessons I am learning over and over again. Thank you, Kendra, for this. And then I had taken apart a traveler's notebook setup, and these are some of the little bits from the setup, and just put those right on the page. A bunch of things picked up from like a weekend of just existing. So a receipt from our city market. We had gone out with some friends this particular weekend. A friend of mine gave us Powerball tickets, which was really sweet. And just fun little bits and bobs. It's also, I feel like junk is like the things that you pick up in your day-to-day life are actually like, this tells a story of my weekend really well. This also tells the story of the weekend because I couldn't just not do a little scrapbooky spread. So we hung out with some friends this particular weekend. I actually got a photo, which it's so rare for me to like get a photo of hanging out with people. And then I made this pockets from Heidi Swap, and a little just like overview of everything we did. Super fun. And I even took a coaster, which I probably shouldn't have, but anyway. A little bit of journaling, and then just again some more like bits, and this was like from a package, you know, I had gotten my Coco Daisy design team box, just extra little bits. We'd gone out to dinner this, you know, and so kept the receipt. This was really fun making this collage. This is from a magazine that I love. I think it's called Breathe. It has like some of the best art in it. And then again, just like literally things I've picked up over the last couple of weeks, and just they have found a place. This is probably, again, another favorite is like, this is the backing of like a sheet of dot stickers. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if I could just put it in as a background. And I'm telling you, love that. This is like the outline of this vinyl sticker. Like, so fun. Love that so much. My badge from a coaching session at one of the schools where I coach. My husband drew me a map to find something at work for him when he was sick, and had to keep that. This is really cute. And went and got my hair cut and kept the business card of my fantastic barber, and put it in a tea bag. So cute. Again, I can't really explain much more about all of this, but it is just junk and stuff, and it makes me really happy to have it all in one place instead of like living in a little envelope until I maybe never get to it. This is an unfinished page, obviously, we had some friends and I had gone and seen Austin's Pride at the Orpheum, and obviously took the bill, is that what it's called? No, the playbill. And so cut up a few things from that. And then we had gone out on that weekend to see some bands play, and I kept the wristbands, put them in the background. That's all I have so far. I do have these photos that I made, these Polaroids in Canva, and so I can't decide if I'm gonna add them here or elsewhere. But yeah, that's my junk journal. This thing is so fat, oh my gosh. And I also am currently planning in a traveler's notebook, and it's been really fun. This insert is like from 2019, that I started in 2019. Let's see. Yeah, June of 2019, and then abandoned it, and then came back to it in 2020, abandoned it, and now we're back in it now. So I am really hopeful that I can finish this insert. It is very much set up as my favorite planners are, which it's vertical. It has a hourly section and then an open area in the bottom. I'm using the top right now for my must-dos for the day. And yeah, it's really fun to be in this. And then just a little notebook in the back. So yeah, so that is my traveler's notebook setup. Oh, I can't believe I didn't mention the cover. This cover is I got it in Kyoto when we were in Japan, and I like rediscovered it when I was organizing some supplies, and I was like, oh, I gotta get in here. It's too chunky right now. I do need to like finish this insert and whatnot. But anyway, that's my setup, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.